companion for the main party, as sort of a guide in a sense.
Yeah.
But, like, that was what I did for my first campaign, is I made, like, a companion character for the party, just to sort of guide them through the story.
Oh, so like kind of like a more soft version of content not made. Please stick to the path. Kind of like a softer version of just telling.
Try not to do what I did, because that was my first campaign. Is I did kind of force a story onto people. Like I didn't give much wiggle room, but honestly, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So like what you want to do for that is kind of do that. Is sort of make a story, maybe give them enough wiggle room to make certain decisions, maybe even, let them do stuff. Let them do stuff as long as it doesn't affect the main story. And then from there, once you learn how to really, like DM, figure that out.
Like narrative stuff?
Yeah, once you can get that sort of...
Would you say to stick to a minimal amount of details or go overboard with giving details?
Only if the player asks. So, first of all, you want to, make the minimum, not the minimum amount of details, but enough detail to get them immersed. And then you don't need to go all in on the details, unless the player is like, well, I want to know each and every mineral within that dirt. If they do that, then you're going to have to...
Make them do a perception check.
Do that, and if they succeed, I guess, or whatever, then just start making stuff up.
So, the amount of detail where you can make stuff up, but not so much detail where you have to, write a script beforehand.
Yeah, you don't need to write a script. Honestly...
The only script you should need to write is, the base story.
Yeah, the base story and maybe some villain monologues or what people say.
What about for spell slots and stuff? How do I actually manage,
That is whatever. In the 5e Companion app, too. That manages, on your character sheet, it'll manage all the spell slots, and actually, it's really easy. It literally explains, for each spellcaster class, it'll explain how many cantrips they have, how many spells they have at a certain given level. It tells you that all, which is really good. There is a few things in the app that are a little finicky. Certain things won't register properly. But
reasonable enough, given it is basically giving you all of the D&D requirements.
Yeah, it really...
Yeah,
it does help. Once you figure out all the little things that don't work in the app, then you can kind of just make it work by doing it yourself.
Yeah, I'd say a bit of bugginess is definitely reasonable given what it gives you.
Yeah, it's completely free, all the stuff. It's actually kind of crazy compared to the other D&D app, which is licensed by the people that made D&D.
And let me guess, that's all paid.
Yeah, just to get anything, it's the minimum thing you need to, you get the basic rules and some other things, but not a lot, and then you have to spend money on literally everything.
So 5e Companion and maybe occasionally ChatGPT or Gemini should be all I need to start? I mean, obviously I'm not going to have to do the full thing,
yeah,
but
I was going to say,
whatever.
don't try and complete AI because...
Yeah, that's a bit too much. I'm just saying, if
maybe
I really
something to help you with maybe certain things, an idea, then I would say maybe ask ChatGPT what's a good idea using these parameters.
Or maybe if a character decides to go somewhere that you have absolutely nothing set up for.
Yeah, you can just do that. What I do usually is I just start saying random crap. I just make up stuff. I mean, I did that once. In a campaign, I didn't have anything ready for an area at all. Yeah. So the way I blocked them off was one of my players wanted to go through a door, and I'm like, okay, open the door. Just all right, they just try and open it, and they open it by pulling, and I say, well, the door doesn't open. So then they're like, okay, I'll open it by pushing, and I'm like, door doesn't open. Then they're just like, well, what is the door made out of? And I'm like, oh, it's made out of glass. So he's like, okay, I kick the door. I kick the glass, and I'm like, so anyway, the glass is actually bulletproof glass, so you hurt your leg. So then he's like, well, then I'll just shoot the glass. He then shoots it, and then the bullet ricochets off of a piece of metal. And then I'm eventually like, okay, listen, man, I don't have anything planned, alright? I'm trying to stop.
I mean, at that point, I would just take the hint that this area is off limits.
Yeah, no, but I thought it was funny. But eventually I stopped doing that because I actually started getting things ready before session. Because that time I had a lot of stuff ready. I just didn't think they would get that far.
Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I have been taking audio notes. This thing has an audio thing.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I turn it into a podcast or just keep it for notes? Up to you.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't care.
Okay.
I really do not care.
Like I said, I'm a YouTuber. Kind of my job to make videos out of anything.
Yeah. I'm not the bestie, but honestly, not everyone's gonna be the best.
And for character stuff, would you recommend me making like pre-made characters or let them make the characters for like a first campaign?
It's up to you, because there is a way you can do that. I know of a podcast where basically it's called Girls Who Don't D&D, and the DM basically pre-made a bunch of characters for them. They never played D&D before, so he pre-made them, and then he technically gave the characters amnesia because they don't know anything about D&D. So they themselves are trying to figure out their own characters, how the character works, how the mechanics of the game works, all at once, which is very clever.
Wow.
And I've actually been thinking of doing something similar because
so I might want to look up some campaigns specifically made for noobs.
Look up just any campaigns. Get an idea of how a DM, because I honestly learned from a guy that DM'd a while back. He got into a bit of trouble. Not very popular anymore. Not a terrible trouble, but his name was Arcadum, and I enjoyed all of his D&D sessions with a bunch of different YouTubers and stuff, and like streamers and things.
Do you have any tips for how I can keep track of stuff, what for decision stuff? What should I write down?
Another thing I suggest not to do is don't keep all your notes in here. Bad idea. Yeah. You'll forget things.
Definitely, if I ever want a campaign, I'm gonna have the rule that it has to have an audio recording, so I can look back at whatever happened.
That is smart too. I wish I could do that.
Plus, I get podcasts.
I just write notes. I was gonna bring you upstairs and show. I have 10 different notebooks of things. Okay. Yeah.